COVID-19 has affected many countries around the world, especially in the economic and tourism sector. Many countries have reopened and welcomed back tourists, and in Macau have welcomed back international tourists in the start of January. Today we're here with the director of the Macau Government Tourism Office. Thank you so much for joining us today. Could you tell us about the situation in Macau regarding COVID right now?
Well, obviously, COVID-19 has been a very, very big pandemic all over the world, and we are not exempt from it. So honestly, over the last 3 years, these were very, very difficult days for us. Most people, when they come into Macau, apart from our friends from mainland China, everybody have to go into quarantine. At one stage, the longest stint of quarantine was 28 days. Very, very difficult at that point in time. Ourselves, although we are not in the health business or we're not really, looking after the health issues, but still, as the tourism office, we were charged with the responsibility of arranging quarantine hotels. So at one stage, I think we used up over 10,000 rooms in Macau out of our 45,000 room inventory to do quarantine. All sorts of different requirements. Some are for people coming back from overseas. Some are for people who are who have got positives. We don't have enough beds in hospital. So that's why we have to use up some of our hotels. To put in at one stage to put in those who are positive, and then obviously those who are what we could classify as close contacts. So 3 years have gone by, and finally we're very happy to say that as of January the 8th, we are completely open to all over the world. So we're very, very happy to welcome our Thai friends back to Macau. So please come, we're waiting for you.
What measures has Macau put into to ensure the safety of tourists in the post-COVID era?
Well, I think, obviously, even though we are not requiring, people to quarantine, but still, obviously, all the health requirements are in place. If you are coming back from abroad, what we are requiring right now is a 48-hour, not necessarily a PCR test. You can do your own self-test as well. I think you call that the ATK test. And besides, obviously, if you like, you can do a PCR test as well. So as long as that's within 48 hours, basically, that's the requirement to come back to Macau. Apart from that, basically, no quarantine. And people are very welcome from all over the world. We are also very happy, Macau local residents, we're very happy because finally we can travel overseas and come back without having to quarantine, because the rule applies to not only people from overseas, it applies to local residents as well. So it's a very different feeling right now. And also we're not required to put on masks anywhere. Apart from some places, say for example, if you're going to a medical facility, if you are going into an old age home, if you are, obviously some activities also require people to wear masks, but very, very few of them. So we are feeling very safe. And obviously in Macau, I think everybody is feeling that, business is coming back, and we are doing all our best to make Macau a very welcome destination. And also we're putting in all the efforts to make sure that our guests, our visitors from abroad are feeling safe, and also are feeling that they can really have a good time in Macau.
So has the
Yes?
tourism industry in Macau been affected by the pandemic, and what steps has the government taken to support the tourism sector?
Well, the tourism sector obviously is the hardest hit among all the different businesses, because although we engage in online promotions, we also do quite a lot of business online, but still tourism is a business where you have to have physical visitors coming to your place, because otherwise they can't really try out what is so special about the destination. They can't try out the food, and they can't try out, really having a good time here. So that is why that we feel that tourism has been really hard hit. Over the last couple of years, we're talking about at maximum, I think on average, less than 30,000 people a day visiting Macau, sometimes even less. Sometimes during a month, the average is only around 5 to 6,000. At the worst time, I think the lowest that we had was only about 100 something visitors a day into Macau. When we're talking about visitors per day, if you compare to 2019 before the pandemic, we're talking about on average 100,000 visitors a day coming into Macau. So that's why you can see how big a difference that is. Now we're very happy because although we're not yet back to 2019 levels, however, we're talking about on average more than 50,000 visitors a day, which helps the economy. Definitely the hotels are benefiting. The average occupancy rate has gone up. The restaurants are full, not just the big restaurants. I mean, we're not only the restaurants which have Michelin stars or whatever, but even the small street stalls, the small, little eateries, around the streets, they are also getting good business. And people are buying souvenirs. People are spending money going to different places in Macau. So yes, I guess the pandemic is finally over. And we hope that it will not come back any time. And definitely people are getting back to really working hard to get our tourists come back.
So what are the top tourist attractions and other experiences that visitors might want to look forward to in Macau in 2023?
I think we have obviously the two very important, I would say, drawing cards for Macau. One is the heritage, the cultural heritage, because in 2005, Macau's historic center has been classified by UNESCO as World Heritage. So this is one of the important areas of town, and it is the oldest part of town. It comprises of temples, it comprises of also churches, and even squares. Very, very typically a mixture of the East and West. So you have the Portuguese culture as well as the Chinese culture. So this is a very important part of the tourism mix. Besides that, obviously in 2017, we are also, classified by UNESCO or designated by UNESCO as a city of gastronomy. So people come here for the good food. People come here to enjoy themselves. Have a very, maybe have a good drink with their friends. So this is also a very important part of enjoying Macau. But besides that, we also have very nice hotels. You can pick from the small boutique inns to very big, very luxurious properties. Then besides that, we also have, even during the pandemic period, we do have some new attractions. Say, for example, Team Lab, which is one of the biggest team labs in the entire Asia, as far as I understand. We also have many other things. We ourselves, as a tourism office, we also have a one of its kind Grand Prix museum. So we kind of put together, the 70 years of history of the Macau Grand Prix in our museum. And besides, obviously having exhibits of cars, of drivers, utilities and all that, we also have interactive games inside. We also have VR installations inside. So quite a lot for people to enjoy. So definitely, there's definitely a lot more than what we had before the pandemic. So I guess people can enjoy more than a day's stay in Macau.
How has Macau's hospitality sector prepared to welcome back tourists? And what new offerings can tourists or visitors expect from hotels and restaurants?
For our hotels and for our restaurants, definitely everybody is in Macau. We are a small place, but we are a very hospitable group of people. We love visitors, and we feel that visitors are kind of part of our day-to-day life. There is no, well, I would say that for local residents, they don't really make a very big difference or make a very big differentiation between being a local or being a tourist. We are just staying together with our tourists. We welcome our tourists, and and they can also go to our little shops to eat. Even where the locals do. So I think we are all in all visitors come to Macau, they feel they're safe here. They feel they can enjoy themselves anywhere that the locals go to. In terms of new attractions, obviously in the last couple of years, we do have new restaurants and we do have new hotels coming up. Well, very, very soon we will have the first W Hotel in Macau. We also have, we will have also our first Raffles Hotel in Macau as well. Besides the existing hotels, which you see, already, in our hotels there are well, they are not only hotels, they are really integrated resorts. Say, for example, you can enjoy a ride on the gondola, just like as if you are in Venice. You can also ride a cable car as if you are, somewhere, on the Alps. You can also enjoy, different kinds of foods, from all around the world in either Michelin restaurants or even little stalls that you can find in our hotels as well as on the streets. You can also see quite a lot of very interesting new technology coming into our different attractions as well. So yes, there is something for everyone, whether you are a little child, so you have all those things for little kids to go to. And also, if you are more into technology, there are VR games, there are all sorts of different other things for you to go to. If you are adventurous enough, you can always jump off the Macau Tower, or you can try, if you're less adventurous, then you can also walk around the Macau Tower. And if you are even less adventurous, you can try out, say, for example, a ride on the it's kind of like, instead of the London Eye or the whatever, we have, a kind of, it's kind of like in an H shape, so you can also have an afternoon tea there as well. So yes, many, many different things that you can try, whether you are just wanting a very tranquil afternoon or whether you want to be a very adventurous person.
Have you personally tried the jumping off the
I haven't. Honestly, I haven't tried jumping off the Macau Tower yet. But many people have tried that, and they are saying that it's very, very worth it. But then there is one also two new attractions which opened during the pandemic period. Probably a lot of people haven't tried that. One is the zip line. So you can fly from one building to another. And another one is what we call airborne, which is kind of like a wind tunnel where you can try out, being blown up, through, in the wind tunnel. So these are, a lot of the new attractions which have come up during the pandemic period.
Are there any special events or festivals that tourists can attend in 2023 in Macau?
Well, 2023, that's definitely the 70th anniversary of the Macau Grand Prix. So definitely this year, we are looking at interesting things like, closing down the, it is a street circuit. So when we close the street circuit, we used to race cars, which is what the Grand Prix is all about. But this year, as far as I understand, the Sport Bureau would also add, another portion, another fun event, which is to allow you to run around the track. I mean, it's kind of like, it's like 6 kilometers. So it's kind of like, instead of running a 10-kilometer run, it's a less strenuous run. But the very interesting thing is that you're running around a street circuit, where you normally drive cars or you normally have, car races. So that is something also very special for this year. I think another thing which is special for this year, because every 2 years we have what we call the biennial of arts, what we call Art Macau. So this year we will have Art Macau as well, which starts in summer. So there will be a lot of arts related activities happening. So I guess for art lovers, definitely that will be a very, very big feast for them.
When people think of Macau, they tend to think of casinos. Could you tell us about other tourist attractions that also represent Macau?
Well, people don't really have to go into casinos nowadays. Well, there used to be a time when people think, when they think of Macau, it's just the casinos. But really, I can say that, definitely right now, nowadays, we see that the profile of visitors coming to Macau are younger. And they love to engage in the community. So definitely, I would recommend them to go around the community, try out the little things that, the little eateries in the community. But definitely, other things that they can do is really go and enjoy all the new attractions, the adventurous ones or the less adventurous ones in town.
So, what resources are available for tourists to plan their trip to Macau in 2023?
Well, I think there are some different, obviously we are coming up with interesting discounts for our visitors. Very, very soon, obviously, for destinations that Air Macau flies to, obviously there is the buy one get one free air ticket, discount. And for, obviously for places where Trip.com would cover, we will have also special discounts on our hotels. So we call them the hotel discount coupons. So yes, definitely look forward to them, which will be coming your way very, very soon.
My last question is, what future do you hope to see for tourism in Macau?
Definitely, my feeling is that we would want to welcome back our visitors like we did in 2019. It's been 3 years, so it's not. It is something that we have definitely not forgotten how to do, but definitely we have been we have put that down for some time. So we are definitely waiting anxiously for our visitors to come back, and so I would believe that the entire Macau, whether you are in the tourism business or whether you are just a normal person on the street, they understand the importance of tourism to Macau, and definitely they're looking forward to having our visitors come back. So yes, please do come back, and I think that it is our wish that Macau and Thailand can come closer together. Yeah, thank you very much. And obviously, don't forget to log into our QR code and then get all the information about Macau. Welcome you. สวัสดีค่ะ Macau ยินดีต้อนรับค่ะ